Hey everyone, I'm absolutely guaranteed that this is it now. When you talk about the keyword golden ratio and you're looking at all-in title as the operator on Google to check for the keywords you can rank for really fast, get your confidence up, get traffic to your website, know what you can do for clients. All I'm going to say is make sure your website's out of the sandbox, right? The domain name's over a year old and you have some backlinks pointing in. Your website should have some DR, right? Now, with that in mind, that also means that if you start writing pages about whatever the industry is, and you kind of stick with that and keep writing bigger within that realm, what happens? Your pages start to just rank better, and especially, we used to think especially if you get your domain rating higher than the keyword difficulty, that's a truism, but whenever you're thinking, how come some of those low keyword difficulty keywords, I just can't win, and yet other keywords with much higher keyword difficulty, I'm winning, and you wonder why. The secret sauce is checking out the all-in title command and by extension, the keyword golden ratio, which builds on that. It compares the total volume of searches to which is called demand, to the number of page titles that have that phrase in it, which is considered the supply. And Google tries to work good pages through people, so it's giving everyone a chance. So get in, because you're going to get traffic. Now, let's take a look at how this looks, okay? I'm going to take a look at some of our clients here. X-Fog. It's an anti-fog device, a fan you wear in the back of your helmet. It's got tubes that allow some air into where your goggles are, and it kills the fog, right? Different than a spray. Better than a spray in many ways. Okay, let's take a look. X-Fog, the brand name. Of course, the company wants to show up for that because there are 250 searches a month, okay? Now, there aren't that many people with pages about it, so there's only 67 pages out there where Google's paying attention to that, right? So there are different pages on different websites, and there you go. Now, let's continue. How big is this site? Well, they got about 215 pages on their website, okay? And so it's neither very big nor very small, but it's in the game. They do have a domain rating of 37, which is pretty cool. And they do have links pointing directly at the different pages, some of the different pages of their websites. Okay? And this is very, very helpful because it goes to show which of those pages have some strength and that their website has some strength. They can play ball. So let's do that. Let's take a good look. Okay. So we are going to look at their keywords. They show up for over 1,000 keywords total, but I went ahead and said, show me position 1 to 10, everything on the front page, and with the volume of 5. Okay, and I just want to take a look at these 73 keywords and say, what are the keyword difficulties like? Okay, this is very much in the range that a website with a domain rating at 37 can expect to handle. This is fine. They can probably handle some keywords that are even better, but this is pretty cool, okay? Now, what I want to know of these is how easy is it to grab some of these keywords or hard? So we went and started looking. Check this out, okay? Anti-fog spray, that was one of their top keywords there. They are number 10, so they hit the front page. There's 2,100 searches a month for anti-fog spray. Okay, I'm just kind of starting off here and I'm going to start walking through this. Ready? Let's do an all-in title, okay? Anti-fog for glasses homemade, all-in title. Guess what? Nobody's there. And you know what? If you do a search for anti-fog for glasses homemade the regular way, 250 is the volume, okay? Keyword difficulty of 19. They are the first result, okay? And this is a piece off the page. What do I want to say about that? If we click that link, it will not just go to that page, it highlights the part of that page that relates specifically to the keyword. Oh, neat, huh? So this page is Best Do-It-Yourself Solutions in the plural. And they have more than one keyword that they're showing up for as a result on that page, okay? So why are they able to get it? Even though it's not in the page title, because it's clearly not in the page title, it's because there's no competition hardly for that thing. And Google's trying to find what it can, so it has to dig deeper. and it finds that this is the right answer. It is certainly a right answer. It's the kind of thing GPT could write. And but it's a correct answer. So Google's happy to have an answer to the question. That's why when you click the link, it takes you right to this part, and Google is highlighting this for you. Google's highlighting it, not the website. Let's go further. Let's take a look at another keyword that they're ranking for, DIY anti-fog, right? Only 10 results out there competing total, right? And DIY anti-fog, they're the first result again. And yes, it's for the same web page, but if you click the link, they're highlighting a different part of the web page. So before they were highlighting this part, but in answer to this question, they're highlighting this part. Oh, so you can make a page about the parent topic, and then you can have your subtopics that relate below that. And for all those topics that don't have too much competition, Google is struggling to find an answer, and so it will find it on your page, and your page can show up for those things. That's called killing many birds with one stone, right? It's how one web page can show up for multiple keywords, okay? So that's cool too, because even this gets 20 searches a month on top of, what was this one? 250 searches a month, okay? And so let's see, let's keep going. Homemade anti-fog for goggles. There are 3 results. So can we get on the front page for that keyword? Yeah. Is it worth it? Why not? Volume of 40. We're number 1. Okay. There are 86 total results for the keyword, but there are only 3 that use the exact phrase in the page title. Okay. And so if we use the exact phrase in our page title, we're guaranteed a front page spot, basically. Again, our website cannot have a DR0, right? We have to be a little in the game. We can't create the website today, rank tomorrow, unless we use pre-owned domains, okay? And Google gets a chance to getting around and sing us, but then we can. So our pre-owned domain has to be in the same industry, and Google has to have a chance to walk through the site and go, aha, and then Google will say, I'll show you for these things. So this can happen very, very fast, just days. You can buy the domain on a Monday and have traffic by a Friday on some of these keywords, okay? If you're buying a pre-owned domain, and we show you how to do that right, okay? So, take a look at this. Again, if you hit the link, now it's highlighting all of this, okay? So, again, killing multiple birds with one stone. So, we can look up a stack of keywords that belong to a single parent topic. So then we can have GPT write about the parent topic, but be sure to include all these things. So if a bunch of these are low-hanging fruit, all in title, there are very few competitors, especially if there are fewer than 10, or if our website is pretty good, we can compete probably up to 100, maybe up to 300, maybe up to 500, depending on just how good our website is. But there you go. The gimmies are the ones that are fewer than 10 because Google has these holes to fill. So if you create a halfway decent page about some of those keywords, then for you'll get the volume because you'll be showing up on the front page nice and high. You'll get your share of the volume. Okay, let's continue. All in title, how to make anti-fog spray. What do? You squeeze anti-fog and it sprays? Sorry, that was a bad joke. Okay, 3 results again. Now, here's what's interesting about this one. Take a look at this. 3 results. How to make anti-fog spray. How to make anti-fog spray is exactly here in the title. For RXable, this is not Xfog. This is a different company. And if I look down, no Xfog, no Xfog. There were only 3 results. Xfog's not even there. Okay? But, watch this. How to make anti-fog spray. This is Xfog, number 1. And then comes that guy, the very guy we were just looking at. And then Xfog again, all right? And then other guys, And there are 13,400,000 results, but it's Xfog, that other guy, Xfog with a whole different page. Now, why do you think Xfog is outranking this guy. I'll tell you, this guy has a domain rating of 22. Xfog has a domain rating of 37. This guy has 4 links pointed to his exact page. Xfog has 2 links pointed to this exact page. So Google sees people care about that page and people care about that page, but this domain rating is not nearly as strong as that domain rating. Makes sense? But before we balk at that, remember that this guy is still in the top 10. That's the whole thing we're talking about. Being in the top 10 and earning your fair position within those top 10 for those low-hanging fruit keywords. Okay, let's take a look. And why does it matter? Because, well, there's 40 people doing the search a month. So every month, you could say every day, there's 1 or more people who are going to see this physically, and probably most of them are going to see this too. And then most of those guys are going to see this, which is good for Xfog because, they're couching more than one position on the page. That's cool. Let's take a look at this one. All entitled Fog Tactical. All right, we've got more competition here. There's 58 results that have Fog Tactical, Black Fog Tactical, whatever it is, Anti-Fog Tactical Goggle. They have it. Anti-Fog Tactical, Fog Tactical is in the page title used one way or another, okay, as a phrase, right? More competition. Where do we stand on this? Xfog is number 14 for Fog Tactical, so it's not on the front page because there were 58 results, so we didn't make it to the top 10. We're doing pretty good anyway. I mean, there's 15.5 million results, and we're number 14. But take a look at this. We don't say Fog Tactical really up here, except for like fog is part of the word anti-fog and fog is part of the word Xfog Tactical, but that's a much lower match, right? However, I mean, we do have fog and tactical in the meta description. That's going to help. First, the domain name, then the page title, then the meta description are those 3 in descending order of importance, from the top most important thing to the next most important thing, right? But look at this cryptic Typhon tactical hat. I was just curious, how many web pages are talking about that? Oh, just Xfog. So shouldn't Xfog be in the top 10, like almost no matter what? Let's see. Cryptic Typhon tactical hat. It's a very niche thing. 78 results. Okay. But when we scroll down, Xfog is in the top 10. It has its fair place among the competitors, but it's there. Take a look. DR37. These guys are beating them with a DR55, right? They have a UR4, they have a UR3, right? And if we look up, what do we see? DR55 and DR96, right? And DR96. Okay, but nothing directly to the page, 4 backlinks to that one, 3 backlinks to that one, 4 backlinks to this one. So they're pretty much in the game. There is love for this page out there because there's some backlinks pointing at it. And there's a DR37, which is higher than 11. Okay? And then I don't know why they're low, but if we dive in and look more closely, we can probably figure out why. One thing I keep seeing, I never see the exact match keyword all by itself necessarily. But even then, who can complain? They are in the top 10, right? Okay, let's continue. All entitled, wearing safety glasses over prescription glasses. No results at all. Let's take a look. Wearing safety glasses over prescription glasses is another volume of 10. Xfog is number 6, and this is not even the same verbiage, right? It's similar verbiage. Right? The other guys are beating them on the exactness of it all, but they are close. So what if we take that and check that wording? Wearing safety goggles over glasses. Wearing safety goggles over glasses, we're checking 2 results. Xfog and Reddit, okay? and wearing safety goggles over glasses. Okay, they're number 4 for it, and that's fine. They don't even have any love for that exact page. So what do you want to bet? If we create some backlinks to this page using that title, then we can shove them up higher automatically, right? They have a UR of 2. They have a UR of 5, right? They have a UR of 6. So what if we made like a UR of 10 for XFOG? If we did, and we did it from other websites with some domain authority, the number 37 will also shoot up. It'll become like 38, 39, 40, maybe 41, so that they're more competitive with this DR40 up here, right? That's a DR47 that we could be aiming for next, right? DR40. Now you might say it's not worth it for that low volume of only 10. Yeah, it's not worth it for the low volume of only 10. But by creating more links to this page to shove it up, it'll get seen more, and the domain rating will go up, which should help the rest of their pages start to rise higher too. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay. And they are in the top 10. That's the point. They are for sure in the top 10. Okay. All in title. Anti-fog airsoft mask. This I thought was interesting. There are 23 results. Ooh, so it's not a guarantee that you'll be on the front page, by and large. Again, I hate being exact about that verbiage. I'd have to look up millions of keywords to prove it. But I keep seeing it over and over and over and over again. Okay? As long as the web page is halfway decent, then you can get on the front page if you make sure this is part of your page title, and if there are fewer than 10 here, or like 9 or 10. And again, even if there are 10 or more, your page is going to be fresh, so it can beat some of those guys out. It's just going to rise to its level of fairness based on things like your DR and your UR. Okay? Look at this. Anti-fog airsoft mask, that's the one. Okay? They are number 4. And the thing I found most interesting about this, and I looked, there is no word mask in here. The word mask is not here. I went to the webpage and searched it for mask. 0 of 0. There's no mask on the page. I went into the source code of the page and searched for it. There's no mask in the source code of the page either, right? So let me see. Before I get to that, why do I think even that they're showing up here for this? Well, the guys that are beating them all have the word mask also. Okay? They do. They have the word mask. If not in the title, then in the meta description. Okay? Now, there's only a volume of 10, for that thing, but still. And then they're here, and the website below them, that's more generic stuff, right? Like no love for that exact page kind of thing, right? Whereas XFOG, there is love for that page, right? And it's very direct. Okay. Let's look at a different customer. I think you get the point from this one, right? Where we rank really is the low-hanging fruit when you go after the keywords that have very few competitors in the page title, the phrase in the page title especially, and then maybe the words mixed up in the page title. And then next would be, well, what about some of those words at least being in the meta description if they're not in the page title? That kind of thing. Right? And then finally, do you have love for the page? And finally, what is your domain rating like? Right? All these things work together, but they are all the same, like 2-step. I can do a 2-step as a strategy. Build the page with the keyword, build another page on another site, and create a backlink to the first page. That's how I get my UR here, right? Then I could create another page on a different website and also highlight it for the keyword and point it over here if it's worth it, like if there's enough volume and not too high keyword difficulty and or not hardly any competition for the front end on the keywords, right? Okay, so we went through all that, and that's crazy. So it's got to be coming off backlinks that got them there. Having said that, check this out. Let's go with a different customer. I want to make a point about how you do this right away on your own website when you realize what you're doing right or wrong. Okay, Look at this. Tier 100, generate natural tiers in seconds. And this is a pop-up, right? A welcome pop-up. But what do you think the page title is for this thing? Same thing. Tier 100, that's the brand name. And yes, they get searches for their brand name. So they should definitely have their brand name in the page title. It's already in the URL. That's a gimme, and that's great. It should definitely be in the page title. And what about the rest? Generate natural tiers in seconds. That's one thing they could say. They could say other things too. Should they? Let's take a look. I'm going to do the search. First, the site search, it's a small site, 14 results. Not hardly anyone there, right? Or any pages there, right? So there's not much happening here yet, okay? We're getting there, but we haven't built pages onto the site. Now, if I go looking up keywords that they can make use of, things like dry eye, okay? I can absolutely see lots of keywords, 3,000, totaling 19,000 in traffic volume. And here's what's beautiful about this, okay? Their domain rating's not all that high, but you know what? I can run these through my check and find out which ones are all in title, which ones don't have too many competitors, so I can use those as the page titles. But also, when I write, I want to write topically about the page. So check this out, the parent topic. I love this. Remember how I showed on the XFOG pages that one page can satisfy multiple search results. DIY anti-fog is satisfied. Anti-fog for glasses homemade is satisfied. Homemade anti-fog for goggles is satisfied. Different keywords, highlighting different parts of the page, whatever. And yeah, we can do that. We can extrapolate on that. So check this out. What if I sort by parent topic? I just want to make this clear. Here's the parent topic, artificial tears. GPT, write me a page about artificial tears. And by the way, this is our company. This is what we do. And while you write that page, make sure to include a section about this, a section about that, and a section about that. Now, I ask you, why include all three sections? I mean, first, the keyword difficulty is not bad. So, it gives me something to write about. But what if I do this search for all in title and only one of these things is worth going after for immediate rank and the other two are not necessarily, they have a lot of competitors? Why would I still use them all? Any idea? Because this is not about the website, this is about the keyword in general. So this is like big picture what Google's used to. So, topical authority. I'm going to write this to include all those sections for the mix and match effects of all the keywords I can get out of it. But some of those topics may not be low-hanging fruit, but they are topically part of the parent topic. So my authority on the website increases. Easiest way to explain it is this. Let's say I'm writing about the 4 seasons, but I find that I can only get low-hanging fruit off 3 of those 4 seasons. Summer, winter, and fall. But not spring. So what if I write my webpage and say, here's a webpage about the 4 seasons, and I only write about summer, winter, and fall because nobody is searching for spring. But the guy next to me writes about the 4 seasons, and he writes about all 4. Which page do you think Google wants to prefer? Yeah, the page that covers the topical authority. It covers the topic properly. So by making sure that my parent page includes these 3, right, then I am covering the topical authority within this keyword difficulty range, which is totally fine. Now, best eye drops for contacts has only got 1 topic, so I can invent all the rest of the topics if I want, okay? Best eye drops for dry eyes. Look at how nice and long this page gets to be. Do you realize that some of the pages can be bigger, some of the pages can be smaller? And by the way, do I have to make all this 1 page? Nah, I can have, this in the keyword say, or any one of these, but I can write, a stack of these onto one page and then a different stack onto a different page so that no one page is ridiculously long, but Google sees a couple of pages that cover the topical authority. And if I'm doing my previous next links on my website and I have these pages right next to each other, then they're going to have links to each other. Ooh. Best gel eye drops, and so on. So I'm going to have fun running these through to figure out the low-hanging fruit, but I will export the whole list. So when I run them through, I'll sort them alphabetically, which sorts these to get the numbers in there right from all in title. And then I'm going to sort by the parent topic again. And anything where it's kind of useless to write at all about it, I could throw it away based on the all in title. Everything else I can write about knowing that some of these topics are low-hanging fruit for this, but I'm writing topically so that Google sees that my website is an authority on this topic, right? Because it covers all this stuff. That's handed to me on a silver platter. Isn't that beautiful? I can go with questions, terms match. I can go with questions, phrase match. I can look up keywords that are useful here. Okay. I can go with all terms, and I can do a phrase match, and I can go all terms match. And that just gives me tons and tons of various keyword combinations where I can still sort by the parent topic. And I can still, therefore, build incredible pages for all of these things. And I can slip my ads into the middle of all these pages pointing at our client saying, hey, you should go here. How's that for cool? How's that for cool? That's insane because we'll just add in so much of the volume. Some of these volumes are insane, over 1,000 or 2,000 or who knows what. Volume 10,000, 10,000. What if Best Eye Drops for Dry Eyes only has like 3 competitors in the all-in title check? Man, it's a keyword difficulty of 18, not that high. And if it doesn't have too many competitors, I am straight going after it. I really don't know how many there are. Here, let's just look. I'm just doing this on the side real quick. All in title, open quote, and let's see what it says. 39 results. You know what? I'm in the game. I'm going to make a page for that topic, or I'm going to rename a page to be about that topic. That's on the site already. Just depending on whether I have a good page for the topic. I want to make sure that my page is sensible for the topic. All right? Either it's informational or transactional. I like seeing that data. I can see that when I do my bulk all-in title checks. I can see whether that data is informational, transactional. So I can tell GPT, write this page to inform, write this page to sell our stuff. And that way I'm matching the intent of this keyword search, keyword by keyword by keyword within these pages I write. Isn't that nuts? And like I said, we could stick our banner ad in there, clickable through to the company for their offers. All right, let's take a look at eye drops in general, right? That's what I was doing, and that kind of got me off on a tangent. There were 116,800 keywords that relate to that somehow. There are 15,000 questions. I've got so many opportunities here to create pages to match answers, okay, in this arena for this client. Now, let's take a look. Weren't we talking about the verbiage, generate natural tears in seconds? Okay? 25 million results. I don't even know if we're on the page for it. Okay? Because you got like eye centers, WebMD. We might be here, but quite a ways down, And so just the way it is, I'm not here. So that's not really doing me much good. But do you know what? It turns out it's not even worth competing for. Look at this. No one does this search, generate natural tears in seconds. Nobody types that into Google. Search volume 0. Keyword difficulty is literally NA. It's not even 0, it's NA. So whatever shows up here is like algorithmically not even related to anything because Google doesn't need to sort for a result here. This is just, it's like almost coincidental what shows up. Okay. What about this? How to treat dry eye. Okay, 46 results. Not that complex. I mean, I still have to fight for it. Not sure if I'll get the front page anytime soon, but let's take a look. How to treat dry eye. has a keyword difficulty of 68. Our domain rating's not that high. So do you know what? With all those competitors, 46, and I'm guessing that many of them have really high domain rating and several links pointing into their page, that it's not worth it really for me to try for that. But what about another one? How to fix dry eyes without eye drops. How to fix dry eyes without eye drops. Keyword difficulty of 35. Volume of 600. Whoa! You know what's funny about that? How many results were there? None. You know what I can do with my 10 websites that point into that client? I can create a page about this or use a page about this exactly like that. In the page title, the blueprint of resulting pages on each of those websites, but use it in a different way. Each website's going to say that, but with some other verbiage before or after, or before and after. But look at that. How to fix dry eyes without eye drops has no results, and yet 600 searches a month. That's 20 a day. So how do I help the website out with that? Like if this was your website and you were saying your brand name, which is searched, but then your phrases generate tears in seconds and no one searches for that, and you want to show up organically for more searches, what do? Well, I just found an answer, didn't I? I found how to fix dry eyes without eye drops is a great idea. So I am going to go into the admin panel for that website. Okay, probably logged out. No? Okay. I'm going to go to the pages of that website. I'm going to go into that home page of that website. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to go down to where the browser title is right here. That is the browser title. This is what's going to show up in the blueprint. It was saying iTier 100, generate natural tears in seconds. It's not going to say that here in a minute, is it? What am I changing it to? Was it this one? How to fix dry eyes without eye drops. Heck yeah. How to fix dry eyes without eye drops. I'm updating the page right now. Okay. Do you get what I just did? Let's see if it took. Refresh. Yeah, right there. And it's showing up on my pop-up the same way. How to fix dry eyes without eye drops. Do you realize I just fixed something for this guy? That now, instead of showing up homepage for a keyword that has no traffic, his homepage pretty soon will start showing up for best eye drops, for dry eyes, and just get up to 600 for traffic. 600 volume. And he might be number one because there's no one with a matching page. Okay? I don't know if we'll beat WebMD, but look at number 2, Complete Eye Care, Home Remedies for Dry Eye. It's not a match. But look at this, a DR of 14. We can beat a DR of 14, a DR of 17. And so since there's a DR 14 and 17 are positions 2 and 3, and they do not match the page title, we can take that away from them. Now, if I don't do this one after all, it's only because I look up some other keywords and decide that for that home page, I want to switch to something else, right? That is similar. But do you know what I like about it right now? How to fix dry eyes without eye drops. These guys are not saying that. They're saying home remedies for dry eye. Who knows what those home remedies are? These are saying 10 home remedies for dry eye relief. Who knows what they are? 13 simple home remedies for it. Who knows what they are? But this right here, somebody exactly wants to fix their dry eyes without eye drops. So I think I'm going to keep that the page title. Okay? Did you see how fast that was? What if I go through pages and update the page titles for pages based on best match keywords that relate to the page? Okay? and or I just create more pages on the websites for low-hanging fruit keywords based on their parent topics, right? So I create topical authority for each of these things. And the only thing I'll do first is export this list and then run these keywords through my all-in title check. Because if I find for this 123 primer dry time, whatever this is, that these have like thousands of results competing already, I'm not even going to bother making that page. I mean, I might some other day, but I don't see a reason. I don't think it's important enough topically to the whole concept. You get it? So that would be a page I would do later, is a fill-in, just to show Google that, yeah, we're talking about this too, even though we're never going to win it, right? But if I find that 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever it is, I'm sorry, let me find something. Artificial tears, there are quite a few. So if I find 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of these topics are low-hanging fruit keywords, it is worth doing the whole page with all these topics and then run that table of contents through that page, right? To have the table of contents there. I could even split it into 2 pages, make it easier to navigate, and yeah, both pages are full, and Google loves both pages, and that gives me 2 pages that get a lot of attention now, right? And it also gives me the chance to use 2 different of these low-hanging fruit keywords, right, in the page title, where it makes sense, right? So I could make 3 pages. If I find 3 of these have very few competitors in the page titles, I might just make 3 pages onto the website and, previous next those 3, right? So that I can get those 3 that are the low-hanging fruit to be page titles, so that they can rise towards the top and maximize the number of volumes, the different volume hits that we can get. Does this make sense? All right, we are teaching you guys how to do this. We're showing you how to set up websites like this hard and fast on Website Installer. We've got services we're doing for you. We're opening those up very soon, over this weekend actually. And so you can check the date time stamp of the video, but we are literally opening at this level. And then for templates that you guys can get, these are called newly released. They look a little boring compared to some of the other templates that you find on the homepage if you scroll down, especially the XFOG section. Here's what I want to say. The XFOG templates, are more beautiful, but they're not page speed optimized in the same way that the new releases are. So it's a trade-off between extreme page speed and better looks. Why do we have 2 different kinds like that? Because you might use one of these better looking ones as your destination, your home. You're going to write everything on it, the coolest. You want it to be the sleekest. But for all those marketing websites that you're putting out there with all this informational topics and pages that can get thousands of hits a month, and you want those things to capture leads and bring them into you, then the new releases are cooler because the page speed is maximized. And we don't really care how they look because they're informational websites. The reality check is most people will never see the front page of any of the websites you get when you're doing information. They're going to see a link to the page they're looking for, click on it, and land on that page. That's going to be an interior page of the website, not the home page. And just so you know, all the interior pages of all of these things basically look the same. The differences in the looks is only the home page. So you don't need to care. All I would say is this. If you are getting more than one website because they're priced low now so that you can, if you're doing that because you want to be able to, you're going to get, like let's say you get 4 expired domains and you're going for the same industry because you want 4 results on the same page as often as possible, right? If you can get the low-hanging keyword once, you can get it again and again and again if Google has slots open. So if Google says there's only 3 good results, you could get 7 websites that aim to fill the remaining slots. So if that's a keyword that gets like 1,200 searches a month, heck man, do it. Even off the one keyword, do it. Obviously, you're going to go for more low-hanging fruit keywords and go hog wild, because why not? You could get 20, 30, 40,000 visitors a month to your websites this way. And I mean each of them. Just keep building this up. But what's my point? Most of those people never see the front page. They'll see the page that pops up for their search, some interior page. I'm sorry. My point was this. If you are going to get multiple websites like that, just make sure to use a different template each time. Okay? So every time you get another website for the same project, use a different template. Use a different template. Use a different template. Doesn't matter which, as long as they're different, because Google wants to show diversity. So Google does not want to show the same template 4 times in a row on the front page of a single keyword. Okay, if it looks like the same template to Google, then you're just making it harder on yourself to rank multiple times for the same keywords. So just get different websites each time, you know. They all operate the same way. They all have the same rules. They all work the same in the admin panel. So it doesn't matter what you do there. You're good to go. I think you get the point. This is cool. And for those of you who want us to do big projects for you, that's what professional services are about. And we're releasing at this new level that we're doing. And for all the guys who are in on the website flipping club, right, which is the new thing from the DML positions, everything we're doing now is going into all those websites. All those searches for the different industries, the all-in titles, the keyword golden ratios we're using to create the pages for those other sites, because I found that is what Oxbow Tavern is doing with all their sites. I sorted the columns and saw the commonality. And it's like, that's exactly how they're doing it. Yeah, the keyword difficulty is low, of course. But they go a step further, not just low keyword difficulty, but not hardly any competitors in the page title. You know what that means for me? Just a tweak to the way we produce the page titles. I wish I had done that before, but I didn't. We take our keywords, okay? I can sort them now. And when I say write the page titles that work for these keywords, I did not say use these keywords exactly as they are in the page title. I said make a good page title about this keyword. All right, so it does, but it'll split the keyword up maybe. If the keyword is Seattle locksmith, it might say, we're your trusted locksmiths in Seattle. Yeah, but what happened to Seattle locksmith exactly? That needs to be in there in this case if, you know, it's something that isn't very competitive. And of course, Seattle locksmith is. But Seattle car lockout for that page for automotive getting locked out of the car, or Seattle keys locked in trunk. I need to write terms that have the low competition to be in the page title, and I can make that work I can make that work with geography, so I can hyperlocate it nationwide. So for nationwide searches, I can go after the nationwide keywords generically. Before, we used to always say the best keywords are the ones that are local. Now I see how to do nationwide keywords that are just low-hanging fruit. They don't need to be local. It doesn't have to have a city. But in the case where we're doing things that include local companies, why don't we use the low-hanging fruit coupled with the city for each of the cities? Why not hyper use that? Oh my God, that means if I have a nationwide company that has local listings, you know, like a nationwide franchise with listings all over the place, and I find the great keywords that get a lot of traffic and not many competitors, I can couple that for each city across the board and be showing up like nationwide for that thing for each of those companies. It's crazy. Okay, I think you guys get what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to put stuff out. You guys are going to want to come in. I've got a limited time offer, especially for the pricing. It's going to be super low right now to get as many of you going as are really hooked on this stuff and want to grow with. And you're going to get the best treatment out there with all the new tools. And then we're going to start raising the prices. Why? The low prices are right now as we're surging it up. And as soon as those surges start kicking into play, we've proven our point. Guess what? Prices are going up. Get in before that happens. Okay, I'll do a video on that soon. But I did want to put this out because I was just so amazed how obvious these answers are. We know what we're doing now. Whether you're working for a local company, a chiropractor, dentist, psychologist, psychiatrist, you look up the seed keywords, get a bunch of related keywords, grab them, run them through the check, all in title. We have a way that you can do that automatically, so we'll show you that when you get going. And when you're done with that check, you'll have your answers. Then you can decide to come back and write the parent topics with those subtopics that include the beauties, the babies, and the rest are just low keyword difficulty keywords anyway. So you get all that done up on your website. If you get multiple websites, you're going to clone that behavior. You're going to do it again, do it again, do it again. All the pages will come out differently, but use the right verbiage in the page titles. And then I'll show you the next step, which is simple. How to create a hyperlink using that cool page title from this page to one on the other website that matches, and then from that page to one on the next website that matches for that page and one on the next site, so that you can build up your tiered backlinking, which is going to allow your top websites through the backlinking to go after the best keywords, and the next set down to go after the next best, and the next set down to go after the next best, and this one. And that way, you're saturating for the greatest overall structure you can build, and with a budget you can afford. This is built to be affordable now. It's absolutely cool. All right, talk to you later.